Ford Capri, the poor man's Mustang. Close your eyes and picture this. The year is 1969. The Beatles are still together, man has landed on the moon, and Ford introduces a car that promises American muscle car excitement, but with a British twist. Enter the Ford Capri, a ride that whispered sweet nothings about freedom, open roads, and a hefty dollop of affordable fun. The Capri was marketed as the car you always promised yourself, and for good reason. It looked like a Mustang that had been sent to finishing school in the English countryside. Sleek lines, a long bonnet, and a fastback rear gave it that go-faster look even when it was parked. This was a car that oozed character, charisma, and just the right amount of cheekiness. Ford offered the Capri with a variety of engines, which meant it could be anything from a mild-mannered commuter car to a beast of a street machine. At the bottom end, you had a gentle 1.3-liter four-cylinder engine. But at the top, there was the 3.0-liter V6, a proper powerhouse that transformed the Capri into something that could almost be considered a muscle car. Almost. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Chihuahua, somehow adorable and audacious all at once. Driving the Capri was an experience unto itself. On the one hand, you had the smaller engines that felt like running a 100-meter dash in slippers, comfortable yet amusingly inadequate. On the other hand, the V6 gave it the kind of performance that would have felt right at home on the set of The Italian Job. It wasn't blindingly fast by modern standards, but back in the day, it felt like you were piloting a howitzer on wheels. The Capri's handling? Well, let's be diplomatic and call it sporty. It had a lightweight body and rear-wheel drive configuration, making it nimble enough for everyday driving. But give it the beans in a corner, and you'd think you were driving a greased otter on a kitchen floor. Exciting, yes. Predictable, no. Inside, the Capri was a bit of a mixed bag. It was more Spartan than luxurious, with materials that felt like they were borrowed from a Corgi toy car. But who cared? You weren't buying a Capri for its plush interior. You were buying it because it looked fantastic and promised exhilarating drives. Bucket seats, a sporty steering wheel, and a simplistic dash. Sitting inside felt like an invitation to mischief. Let's not forget the Capri's role in motorsport either. It made a name for itself in rallying and touring car racing, showing that it had the muscle to back up its macho looks. Drivers would hoon these things around circuits, sliding through corners and leaving competition in the dust. The Capri was no pushover. It was a contender. And oh, the special editions. Ford had a field day with these. From the John Player Special to the Tickle Your Fancy 280 Brooklands edition, each variant cranked up the desirability another notch, each somehow more lustworthy than the last. These editions weren't just cars, they were automotive pinups that teenage boys would plaster on their bedroom walls. The Capri wasn't just a car, it was a cultural icon. It found its way into TV shows like The Professionals, where it became synonymous with high-speed chases and thrilling escapes. It was more than just tin and rubber, it was a lifestyle statement. In the end, the Ford Capri might not have had the raw power of a Mustang or the handling finesse of a GTI, but it carved out its own niche. It was a car that balanced fun, affordability, and style like no other. It told the world that you didn't need to be rich to enjoy driving a car that made you feel like a rock star. So to all the modern-day drivers who think the pinnacle of driving excitement is in an electronically nannied ecobox, I say this: find a Capri, put your foot down, and rediscover what driving was meant to be. The Ford Capri, a cheeky, lovable rogue that won't ever be forgotten. Enjoyed this blast from the past? Then smash that like button and subscribe to Auto Icons. Hit the bell icon to stay revved up for more episodes. Let's keep the spirit of classic cars alive, one iconic ride at a time.